made in order to win the prize is called Keepers News, which, before I start talking about the project, I want to bring something to your attention. I was thinking of a way to show you how media in Cyprus is. So I devoted this graph. It's not accurate, not at all accurate, but it will give you the idea of how news is in Cyprus. That represents all the news in Cyprus. So here's the mainstream news in the Republic of Cyprus. And here's the mainstream news in northern Cyprus. And as you can see, there's a small overlap if there's a story. And the overlap is usually the real facts unbiased because we can determine that. Now, of course, there's the left-wing media, which also is on a different spectrum. And you have the Turkish far-right media and the Greek far-right media. Usually no overlap. So as you can see, there might be one story, but 5 or 6 different perspectives, which all contradict each other. They're actually having this discussion in Starbucks Coffee in Libra Street. That's an advertising. We were having coffee there with me and Elias Milas, who was within the presentation, in the conference last year, and a few other people. And we were discussing the topic of bias in news. And in the meantime, we were also thinking how we can spread the dignity model around. And what we thought of is, wait a minute, what if we created a bicommunal newspaper which would be able, which anybody can be able to contribute to it, thus widening the horizons of people who read it and bringing people together while working on it. So we have come up with the idea of Keepers News. Now, as Kypros, in Greek, Cyprus is Kypros, in Turkish is Kypros. Putting together we get Kypros. So what is the vision of Kypros initially? Tackle the problems of today's media by making a pro-peace and bias newspaper with multiple perspectives and views. While doing so, uniting people in both communities and bringing them together by cooperating on this project. Gain publicity for the newspaper so that people get a wider perspective on news nationally and internationally. By the words nationally and internationally, I mean 2 things. First of all, for Cyprus to get a good unbiased story on national and international issues, but also for the international community to also get the real, as unbiased as you could get about Cyprus. So what is this? This is what we tend to think Kypros is. Covers a lot of perspectives, a lot of stories from different views. So, here is the initial website. Currently, it is only an online newspaper. There are talks and plans to expand it into print, but in the meantime, as we're only starting out, it's online. The website is kyprisnews.com. That's KYPRIS news.com. So let's check out the website. There is the Cyprus segment. It's self-explanatory, anything to do with national news. There's politics, also self-explanatory. The world segment, which would include the situation here in Turkey. The economy segment, also self-explanatory. Now, here's a new segment that we decided to create, which not many newspapers in Cyprus do have. That is the opinion section. In the opinion section, any writer or contributor to Keepers News are allowed to write about anything they want, any news story, while presenting their own opinion. The only limitation is that they're not allowed to talk against the peacemaking thing in Cyprus. Otherwise, they are free to express their own opinion, no matter how extreme it might be. So, to give an example, please note, that is not the official Keepers News logo, but merely one of the specific author. Now, this author wrote a communist article and he put it in the opinion section. It is completely unmoderated, and in the opinion section, as I said, everything goes unless it is also peaceful paper. So as you can see, we have a communist article, we have, more an article from a different perspective or bias. So we allow to do that unmoderated. All the other articles are, of course, vetted and moderated, which are done for us, the editors. And if we see something we don't like to change in the article, we also have to change. So carrying on with the culture tab, where it talks about cultural events, cultural news, especially in Cyprus, and mostly in Cyprus, but we also get from the region as well. Health segment, we have a lot of writers interested in writing about health. So we have a segment which talks about health-related news, including new research, stuff like that. Events, mostly talk about separate events, cultural events, and music events from both communities. And the lighter up segment is also something new that not many newspapers have. It's a completely irrelevant segment, has nothing to do with news, and it's just something to read about to write through your day. For example, here's a specific article. This author is writing a short novel exclusive for Peacemakers News. And here is the first chapter. It has about 8 chapters so far, if I'm not mistaken, but it keeps adding and adding more. It's a good read, I would definitely recommend it. Now, okay, so translator. We have the translator from English to Greek and Turkish. All our articles are written in the English language. And I can safely say that at least 90% of the people who read our newspaper do speak English. However, for those that do not, unfortunately we don't have enough funding to hire a translator, though we have the need to have a translator considering that the vast majority of people do read English, so we use Google Translate. So let's translate this into Turkish. The translation is not that good. Occupy Gezi Yunan Rum Görüşü should be Kıbrıslı Rum Görüşü. But you get the initial idea. Now let's go over to our Facebook page. Currently we have 250 likes. I'm sure, actually it's more than that. This screenshot was taken a week ago, and a lot more than that by now. All of our articles are posted on our Facebook page, and our Facebook page is a means for people to comment about different articles. There is a possibility to comment on the initial website as well, but people tend to comment more and have debates on the actual page. We also have a Twitter page where, once again, any article that gets posted automatically goes to the Twitter. Carrying on to this article, Occupy Gezi, the opinion of a Greek Cypriot. This work we're talking about having a more unbiased view. We have many different articles about Gezi, and this specific one is posted in the opinion section, and it talks about the opinion of a Greek Cypriot about Gezi. This specific article got 90 shares throughout Facebook. And it just talks about Gezi Park. I'm sure that many people, especially here, would be interested about it. The scissor making. This is a picture from one of the rooms on the Peacemakers News building, which was a kind donation and is rent-free, etc. So that's awesome. Now we have regular board meetings to make decisions, administrative decisions about how to run the newspaper. The board used to consist of 6 people, but due to restructuring, we decided that it's better to have 5 people. Any decision needs a majority. Any extreme decision needs a referendum, which all the writers and contributors to the Peacemakers News vote for. We try to keep the balance of Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots, but at the end of the day, people elect them. But we always have about a 50% balance. And anyway, we're all Cypriots, so it doesn't really matter whether we're from the Greek or Turkish community. Now the statistics of the website, as of June 10th, which was about, well, exactly a week ago, it had, on that specific day, it had 55 views. The best ever views that the website got is 406 in one day. All-time views there, by today, we're way past the 17,000 view threshold. And on the using of the website, I only had 45 article comments, but the reason for that is because most people comment on the Facebook page rather than the website. That's about it. Thank you for your time. Does anybody We have different writers and contributors to the newspaper. Each writer and contributor tries to publish at least one story per week. So there are stories coming in almost every day. Well, actually, some days we might get 3 or 4 stories published. But as we're expanding on authors, the more stories we get published.
Is there any self-censorship of the
Since-
content that you're publishing?
And the opinion section, as we have stated, no, unless it talks against piecework or is a nationalist article. However, otherwise, yes, there is censorship, but it's mostly to censor specific words, especially if it insults somebody, we censor it. So far, there wasn't such a case. If I'm not mistaken, only 1 article so far has been censored, but that was for a very minor thing. We're quite selective with our authors.
Just congratulations, that's just wonderful.
Thank you.
So, in awe of what you've done and your friends, how successful do you think you've been at promoting some of the dignity ideas?
Well, the whole aspect of keep risk is in fact based on the dignity model, as we recognize the other person's views. We treat both communities in respect while actually writing the article